Hello Libra, this is your extended reading. I feel like you can already tell how incredible this extended is just by my facial expression. So I'm really excited because not only the entire message here is based upon stability and something that came up in Cancer's reading, like finding your grounds, but it's more so like finding your groove, right? Remember that this came up also in the first part as like teamwork or like this co-creation that, you know, maybe is a new thing, at least like who you're doing it with, right? And I feel like that is essentially what at first could be seen as, what is the word? Unpredictable? It's like no one or even you wouldn't think that this would be the person that would partner up so perfectly with you. So there is oh yeah, the word is improbable, right? Because of this card that is initiating your extended, the devil. So it's interesting because yesterday the devil came in with a very different message, right? Usually when I see the devil, and I feel like this happens a lot to tarot readers, like there are a certain number of cards that have already like a negative connotation from the start. But that's the interesting thing of messages itself, right? It's like they really flip the meaning of the card. And this is what happened yesterday for the Virgo reading, when the devil came with a different image. And that is something that just stayed in my mind after I recorded, actually. And so actually I woke up thinking about this card and how it's here. It's incredible. It's almost like I was having like a vision of what was to come here. I don't know. It's just so amazing, Libra. So I'm really glad that this card is opening up your extended, because yesterday I was seeing this horn here as a path and then another path here and this very fragile point in the middle that is connecting both, right? Because it was all about a bridge and how the edges or the points of connection were so fragile. But it has nothing to do with that meaning for Virgo yesterday. It has to do with this collaboration project that might be new, and with the questions that your partner is presenting to you, or, you know, sharing their concerns, right? Because maybe they are just getting to know the idea, right? And they are being asked to embark on something that might be so singular and so unique that, you know, they have practical concerns about it, right? It's like I'm just, you know, being reminded of the World card. It's like, you know, you asking somebody to go to like a country that they have never ever thought they would want to go to, and so it's very new to them. So it's like you have to constantly remind them that is worth it, that is incredibly enriching for the both of you, that not only it's fair with the Six of Pentacles that we saw in the first part, but it's incredibly valuable. Like it's a gem that you're holding, right? Both of you are. So what this was talking about, so imagine that, you know, this is you having your idea and moving forward, wanting to present this to another person. Now imagine this being the path that the other person has led, or the life experiences that they hold that are incredibly valuable to you, right? It's like both of you have experiences and knowledge, and like you have things stored in you, right, that is incredibly complementary to theirs. But when, that's the thing, when you join forces, instead of being like individual paths, it's almost like I'm seeing this point that is fragile, right? And now it's being stitched. It's almost like I'm seeing this path here, like moving here, and it's almost like a continuation. It's almost like it doesn't have to be two parallel paths that touch just in this tiny little spot. It's almost like this joint venture that becomes this this one path, right, with both of your strengths together. Does it make sense? It's almost like I wish I had like a pen or something, or I don't know, another card that I could, you know, draw here just to show you exactly what I'm seeing. So imagine that this horn is like, now this point is attached to this, and it's not, it's almost like it's not a warning or an alert or something that could be negative, right? It's actually the opposite. It's like mending and stitching two paths together in this collaboration and fitting together, right? With the Five of Cups coming next, it's almost like this is the stitch that connects these two edges, these two points in both of your timelines, right? And something that you were marching alongside is like, now you are on the same path, right? Does it make sense, Libra? So this Five of Cups not only is the stitching, but it's almost like the settling in, right? With this, it's almost like I'm seeing this as an approaching, right? Or an approaching meeting, or like you asking to just chat away with somebody that, you know, maybe is a friend, and they think that you're just going to be like it's only going to be like a casual chat, and then you come in with this incredible offer, right? This offer that you feel so deeply about. And it's almost like they are entering a path that they know it too. It's like they know that they do have things that could really add to what you already have, Libra. So it's like, it's really stitching the two paths together to create something even more solid, but even more fitting to the point that now both of you are in sync. It's almost like, you know, the Three Cups are here, but they are closer, right? And with the Two Cups here, it's like, so that is the interesting thing. Oh my God, this is so amazing. So if these two cups are both of you sitting together, right? And this idea or this thing, this project is like just, you know, close by, but not so close. It's just out there. It's like being proposed and discussed. It's like here, because it's almost like you are bringing all of your passion, all of your inspiration, right? When they finally understand that there is no catch, right? That actually this is something that is really appropriate, not only to the path that they were already walking, right? But how they feel inside. It's almost like they do have this intuitive nudge that both of you fit together, because it's like, you know, if this is you coming to them, it's almost like they are here coming to you with a counter proposal maybe, or something like a yes. And it's almost like here is your triangle and here is their triangle, and now you are combining because there is this mutual thing that is the idea, the project that is now at the center of both of your hearts, right? It's like the thing that is inspiring not only you, Libra, but also them, which is so beautiful. And I feel like this is what is making the clock tick a little bit faster, because remember, when they were concerned of the timing of it or how long it would take to see any sort of growth or to have the investments returned to them, right? It's like they were concerned with practical issues that it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's even complementary, you know, this is even complementary to what you already have, that it's so exciting, that is so inspirational and motivating, right? So here, this is the clock face that is quicker, right? So if this was a clock that you initiated by taking the first few steps to approach this friend of yours or this partner or this collaborator, and from then on you weren't really concerned about like how fast this clock would tick, when both of you click, right, and there is this beautiful mutual goal, which is not the goal of having the money back, right? It's like having the goal to see this grow day by day, right? This is also what was coming through with the Sun card. Not only is it's almost like I'm seeing, you know, each one of these rays as, you know, the what is the name of the handle of the clock? Is that the name? You know, it's almost like I'm seeing, you know, those time lapses when we see somebody that is just so in the flow of working. Well, time lapses give that impression. That's why maybe I'm receiving that image, because it feels like, because both of you are now focused not in seeing the result or having the return back, right? It's like both of you are interested in exploring the potential of doing this together. That is the main thing, right? It's not the product itself. It's like exploring how this relationship can flourish, right? And flourish in a way that none of you are paying attention to time, and it is just flying by. It's like day after day after day, you are both so in sync and so in the right place, right? Together, right? It's almost like this is a one mark that actually is like this X point, X mark on a map, but actually is this X mark that fits two or more, right? If we're talking about a teamwork. So this is so incredible, Libra. I don't feel like I ever done a reading this exciting for a group project, and I feel like this is enjoyable. It's fun, right? It's something that there is a lot of like you stay after hours, right? Day after day doing this because you love it, and so does this other person, right? They do love it too as much as you now, because I don't know if you given the arguments that they were expecting, or just the maybe the promise of this being incredibly valuable. It's like something that they are concerned about, but really doesn't matter. It's like the groove that you find in perfecting this is incredible, especially because afterwards we see the Four of Cups. So now it's coming through with the second message that I was not expecting, but the first message that I received from it was stability. It's a work that, it's like the flow of it works by itself, right? It's like the clock tick. It's almost like both of you know exactly what each one has to do day by day, right? There is no more need to explain further or like to discuss, right? It's almost like there is this just I'm seeing this as a, how do I explain this? It's like like an internal instinct. It's like both of your hearts know exactly what you have to do, and this is a reason why you are becoming such a, I was going to say a bonded pair, but it's more than that. It's like a bonded pair wanting to create something together, right? So there is like an eventual outcome that both of you know that is being sedimented, is being you are creating the foundations. And this is really incredible because, oh my god, the foundations are here. It's almost like from your instincts, from your feelings, you are turning it into something concrete, into something stable, into something that is tangible and real, right? It's like you are building the cornerstones these are the words. It's more than just the foundation, right? Because that is like the basis, but like the cornerstones, it's like the essential things that come from the heart of both of your hearts being just in this, right? So what I was going to mention on the second meeting that came through with the Four of Cups is that when you get to this phase, and the incredible thing is that we have another four here, and actually we have the four fours. So when you two enter into this perfect dynamic, right? It's like both of you are so enjoying the process itself, right? That it's not that you lose sight of why you were doing this in the beginning, but it's kind of like that, right? Because it's almost like if this idea was, well, began in order to experiment with something that is so unique, it's almost like in doing it, when you find yourselves in the right place, right, in working together and time flies by, it's like the unique part of it, it's not the idea itself. The unique part of it is experimenting with building this together and creating this solid foundation upon which you are co-creating. It's coming through as like creating something that maybe was unimaginable, right? It's like something that your hearts knew the potential of, knew the value of, but it's just when you enter this loop, in a sense, it's almost like enter this very stable flow, right? It's coming through as not overwhelming at all, even though, okay, it's not all flowers and whistles, is that the expression? I feel like you find a really great spot, right? And it's almost like both of you know that what you are building is creating this stability, right? But maybe with losing sight, in a sense, of why you were doing this in the beginning and being so enamored with the process itself, right? It's like it's part of the value of it, right? Discovering as you go and finding that doing this initial process in such a stable and slow process, slow meaning that it's like you are savoring each step of the way, each cornerstone, each seed that is planted, right? Each movement that is being made. It's like you know that is something that is incredibly, well, it's beautiful because it came through with the word sustainable. Maybe you are into something that is, you know, in those lines, right? Sustainability, and something that is really, it makes sense, right? And maybe it's something very simple, but it's grounded into really solid foundation, right? And you are doing so in a way that you are becoming just enchanted by it. It's like the process itself, it's making you lose track, in a sense, of what was that initial promise. But that's the thing, it doesn't have to be something wrong or something that is concerning, right? It's not a threat. It's this stitching together the two paths and creating this unimaginable thing, right? This unique thing. So with the Queen of Swords and then another four, right? We're ending with the Four of Swords. There is need, because you have become maybe so stable, and so it's almost like you have found the perfect routine, right? Both of you have, Libra. It's like you don't need to communicate. Although I feel like this is the guidance here from the Queen of Swords and the Four of Swords. Because maybe you lost track of time, because you were so immersed, both of you are so immersed into this project that you lose track of time, really, right? And this is because you are in this flow state, right, that allows this immersion. But maybe you don't need to communicate, because like now you know exactly what to do and they also know what to do, so you are doing exactly what you need to be, because you are so complementary to each other, right? The guidance here is for the success to be achieved. The bottom of the deck card is the Four of Wands. But not only the success, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later on, but let's put it that way, to achieve a mutual success, for something to be as enjoyable for the both of you, or for all of you involved, there has to be communication. There has to be moments of just, you know, feedback, like to one another, and conversations, and, you know, just sharing what you're doing, because this is what this is talking about. Maybe you are so, it's like maybe you're so in the groove that you're not aware of what the other person is doing, because you're so focused on what you're doing that you lose track of them, right? And of what you're building together, because you're so focused in your task. So this Queen of Swords is talking about, it's like maybe this is going back to the initial questions, right? Maybe you have come to a point of such stability, right, that you don't question anymore each other. And it's not that that is harmful, it's just that is being reminded that for it not to become something detrimental, right, for it to be something that is constructive, there has to be clear and honest and open and constant communication, so that this stability can be kept, can be nurtured, can be watered, can be exchanged, right? It's like yes, you have found your groove, you know exactly like how this thing works now that you have done it for a little while, or maybe a long while. But if you're going through this, Libra, remember to, you know, discuss, to talk, to share, to ask, to question. And it's almost like encourage the other to do so too, right? And even if they are, it's like listen to them, because this is what the interesting thing also about the fours, this is something that I saw with the Four of Wands, but all of the fours, it's like, remember when I saw the two steps here with the Two of Wands in the first part, right? And these were your first steps in approaching this person, right? So you were the one who, you know, were taking a risk, really, right, in presenting something, in sharing your idea and inviting them to collaborate. So when they do embark with all of these fours, right, and we do also have the Four of Wands, it's like they are in this together with you. It's like those steps, it's like two steps, 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 two steps. So, you know, they are walking beside you. It's like you are in this together, right? That is the reason why it is so stable, why it is so grounded, why it is in such a flow of construction, of this building process that is growing and growing and growing over solid grounds. Because not only it's coming from the heart, but it's something that is being built like in a very practical, beautiful kind of way, and in a way that both of you know the potential of it, the excitement of it. It's almost like you have convinced them, Libra, that this is thrilling, that this is exciting, that this is worth it, right? This is worth it. And it's worth it not because of the thing that you potentially create at the end, but is worth it because you're doing this specifically together with this other person, and both of you have to, it's almost like you already know this, but maybe because this is a reading for you, Libra, maybe you have to be reminded because you were the one who brought forth this idea and you were the one inviting them to collaborate. So you were the one maybe to have, you have to take this leadership in inviting them to constant feedback conversations, right? To maintain this, you know, walking side by side each other. And this has to be like a, it's almost like, yes, maybe the idea came from you, but they also have incredible value things, maybe tips, ideas that can add to yours. So do not dismiss it. I don't feel like you are. It's just that maybe you're so into your work and they're so into their work that maybe you don't, you see what I mean, right? So this Four of Wands here not only is talking about success, right? But it's talking about how success comes from finding stability in working together. It's like the excitement and the constant inspiration, like the never-ending creativity is kept alive because both of you are doing this together and both of you are sharing not only your ideas, but even like you know, moments to rest, right? If you are constantly working, it's like maybe you don't have time to refresh your creation, your creativity, your imagination. So talking through this together is something that is enriching, and not only enriching, but is helping to make this even more well-founded. Is that the right way to say it? It's like it's making it even more stronger and even more reliable and even more just solid, and but also exciting, right? It's not just solid that it becomes stale. It's nothing like that. Well, at least not if you share it, right? If you talk about it. So, oh, this is interesting. Oh my God. Okay, so oh God, okay, this is going to be a long one. After this Four of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Emperor. So let's, oh my God, this is the whole thing. I just can't. So let's talk about things growing, things becoming like even more than you were expecting, and it's like exceeding your first expectations, even if there were any in the beginning, and it's something that fulfills both of you in such an emotional way. It's almost like both of you are so complementary to each other that it's like the emotion that comes from succeeding, it's not about the success, the financial success. It's about doing this together and seeing yourselves as mirrors, as like you both grew together. It's like, you know, this is so, you know, I just got goosebumps all over my body. This is incredible. This is literally amazing, Libra. I don't know what you are building, what unique project you are creating with this other person, but it's amazing. So let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you. Oh my God, so many. So I'm going to show like this. You have 4 runes. So the first one, we have Libra, and this is actually, well, yes, this is a Libra reading, but it's talking about your power to relate to others in a very diplomatic kind of way, right? And here we have Virgo, so maybe the Virgo reading yesterday is relevant to you, and we have Taurus. So we have 2, oh my God, can I hold it? So we have 2 earth signs, and you know, maybe these are, you know, the people that you're working with. But I feel like somehow it's almost like these are the pillars, or the determination, like the focus, like the extreme, diligent, precise effort and work and time, and just everything that you're putting into this work in. So it's like this Libra is like the connection between these 2 earth signs, right? It's like, you know exactly the potential of this connection, this partnership, this collaboration, in a way that is. So the 4th rune is Pluto. So this Pluto actually is talking about how this unique thing, this co-creative project, has the potential of really, really deeply, profoundly transforming your life, Libra, and transform the lives of all those that are involved, whether this is your partner or, you know, maybe a bigger team. It's like the power to transform the lives of those being touched by this project is incredible. And you are doing so in such an elegant but also exciting and constructive kind of way. It's incredible. I don't really know what you're doing, but I mean, I applaud you, because I feel like you have a vision and you're going for it, and you know exactly what you're doing, and you are, you know, just persuading this person to embark upon this idea, and, you know, let them feel included, because they are as much part of this as you, even though you may be the one who have brought out the idea. It doesn't really matter. It's like both of you see this thing as a joint thing, right? It's amazing. It's really, really incredible, Libra. So thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this goes wonderful for you. I hope it really succeeds, because I mean, after all of this work that I've been seeing here, it's like you really deserve it, and you are building it. So go for it, and yeah, enjoy it, right? Enjoy this partnership, because it's amazing. So I hope this was insightful and enriching to you, Libra, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.